Hi everybody. The question has come around many times. What do you do with your extra drills? I personally keep them and I have them in numbered containers. The reason for that is if for any reason I am shorted drills from a seller while I'm waiting for them to send them to me, I have leftovers. It may not always be enough, but eventually I will have enough. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make a paperweight using the drills. I know, sounds a little strange, huh? Yes, if you wanted to, you could just throw your extra drills away, but today I'm going to show you how to make a paperweight using the trash. Yeah, a lot of this in here is trash. Not all of it is. Any drills that fall on the table or they fall on the canvas or whatever, I'm not going to search to figure out what DMC number it is. So anything that may have fallen or trash from the drills goes in this little tiny beach pail. Whoops, I'm not even in the camera. Sorry about that. So as you can see, this is a lot. So what I'm going to do is, here is some Envirotex resin. It comes in 2 parts. What I'm going to do is mix up 2 of these evenly, stir it up. Then I'm going to put in the garbage and stir that up and pour it in the molds. When I get done with that, I'm going to mix and I let it cure for 12 hours. Then I'm going to go back and mix up more resin, but I'm going to color it with these 2 colors, and I'm going to put glitter in it. So the bottom of this is going to have maybe a 1/2 inch or less bottom to it that's going to be colored, and then when you flip it over, it'll be the rose and you'll be able to see the trash. The second one I'll make, I do have some leftover drills. I'm not going to go through all those packets and try to figure out what is what. So I'm just going to put them all together in another one of these, mix them up real good, and make another one. But they're going to be good drills, bad drills.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I'm just watching.
Okay. Let's see. It's paused.
So what are you doing?
Making a rose paperweight. Well, continue. Okay, now that I got that put in there, I'm going to mix the other half. Just going to eyeball it. That should be enough. Put the lid on here. When I get done, I will put these back in the box. Okay, so here's the garbage. There's a couple big ones, and yes, believe it or not, that was actually in one of my kits. I'm not sure if I want to keep it in there, so I'm just going to toss it there. So what I'm going to do is just pour it in. I'm going to take one of these sticks and stir it up. trying to decipher if I've got enough in there. I don't think so. It'd be nice if it used it all so I can quit worrying about tipping this over on my table. Yep, believe it or not, that long one was in there. I'm just going to stick that in there. As you can tell, this has a whole lot of black. Black are really not the best of drills. They have the most garbage. And I just can't possibly understand why. Okay. Now we're going to mix up the rest. Okay, that one just does not want to stay in there, and I thought that would be a cool effect with that worm-like one. Okay, I just got to make sure that this is really stirred up well so the two chemicals of the resin will start to warm up and take effect. That should be enough. So now I'm just going to put that one over to the side. And I'm going to pour this in. Whew. That was actually more than I thought there would be. Let's see. Jasmine, can you get me another rose out of the closet, please?
Yeah.
Jasmine's going to get me another rose. I really don't want to move around too much. And let's put this over to the side here. And I'm just going to add the remaining in here. Try to scoop out as much of this as I can. It's actually stuck to the side, but we'll get as much as we can. I don't like wasting resin. I actually got this resin at Michael's, and they had a 60%, yes, that's right, 60% coupon on any regular item. And if anyone has ever bought resin before, resin is not cheap. Okay. I'm going to put that in the garbage. So then what I'm going to do is I don't know if you can tell or not, but on the top there's air bubbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my lighter, and I'm going to, if it will cooperate, go around the top and use the lighter to pop the bubbles. And then I'm going to go back over it a few times and use a lighter as the bubbles come to the top. So I'll just keep checking this over time for the next hour or so. Yeah, hitting it like this is actually bringing the bubbles up to the top. I hope this turns out as pretty as I would like. Oops. Okay. So now we're going to do the next one. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. All right. These are the good drills. And all I'm doing is just taking my stick and stirring them up. I should have done this beforehand. That was my bad. I had thought about it. So now I'm going to get the other one and pour this in. Going to stir this up. And I'm noticing with the other two, they didn't float as I expected them to. So the drills are actually on the bottom. There's a whole lot of nothing in between. So maybe it's about how much you have in there. This is not as milky as it was. Or not milky, but runny. So I'm just going to try to keep adding as much as I can to this one. And I'm probably off camera a lot, and I'm sorry. Trying to get as much into here as I can. And it's just not cooperating. Guess I'll have to do. And mix it up some more. As you can see, it's kind of a milky white. That's because the air gets into it and it's forming bubbles. It's kind of hard not to do that. So I'm going to pour this in. And I'm going to pour the rest into here. Gotta say, it's colorful. So what's in the third one? That one, this one here is actually rounds and squares I had extra of. That'll have to do for now. Throw that cup away. I'm going to take this and start popping the bubbles. Just give it a good spin around. Pop those bubbles. This one's going to be interesting because everything's settled in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to watch this for the next hour and pop any bubbles that will come back up. And then in 12 hours, as it cures, I'm going to take my resin over here, and I'm going to add red in one and then blue in another, and then I'm going to add the glitter. And put a dome on top. This is going to have to be a real thin dome on this one because I have a lot more in there than what I intended, but it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. Until part 2, happy DPing.